hi there, ho there. It is the Karelcast. I am Karel. So very glad you are joining me on this Monday, the 13th of September. We are not commemorating any horrible holiday today, just so you know. It seems like all we do now is commemorate just terrible holidays. It'll be the first anniversary of January 6th here soon. First here in Vegas, we're going to have October 1st, the day of the shooting. Of course, we just got over September 11th. My God, we have a lot of tragedies to suffer through, don't we? Over and over and over again. I'm glad you're joining me on this day, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about reality, the reality of our relationships in today's world. And what I mean is I had a talk with my sister yesterday. Now, my sister and I aren't close, and I know you're going to hear some of your relationships in what I'm about to say, so listen up. Also coming later, Michaela J, honey, MJ Rodriguez. Just got some Emmy love on the Creative Arts Emmys. Pose winning some Creative Arts Emmys. Will MJ win next week? We'll see. But she won a Dorian Award, and she is here with us, MJ Rodriguez from Pose. We're going to play her entire Dorian acceptance speech that I did the interview for. Never heard in its entirety anywhere, so you're going to hear it here first today. But I called my sister. Mistake number one. And I called my sister to check in. She lives in Arizona. She's on oxygen. She has COPD. She has asthma. So I was calling to check in on her. And during the course of the conversation, I say to her, well, at least you and your partner are vaccinated. And she said, no, I'm not vaccinated. Neither is Tim. I said, what? And she said, yeah, well, he could have an allergic reaction. I'm like, that's just bull. It's like 1%. She goes, well, I had a flu shot once several years ago and I had a reaction, so I'm not taking any more vaccines. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, I don't really believe in them anyway. None of the kids were vaccinated when they were growing up. And I lost my mind. I'm like, you are effing kidding me. Like, you're related to me. You share my DNA and you are this stupid. And so I said to her, I go, Roseanne, first of all, that's irresponsible. Second of all, if you get sick, it's going to fall on me. Okay? Not anybody else. I'll be the one financially responsible for your funeral if you die and you're a COVID playground. I don't need to hear this, Chucky. Mom and dad would be all over your ass. No, mom and dad would want me to be happy. No, they wouldn't. They would tell you you are selfish and you need to march your ass down and get the vaccine. How do I know? It's the same mom and dad that brought your ass down to get the vaccine when you were a kid going to school. You've got the scar on your arm from the smallpox vaccine. You were vaccinated. You're alive. You got the measles, the chicken pox, all these vaccines, and then you didn't give them to your kids, and now you're not taking the COVID vaccine because, I had an allergic reaction once to a flu shot. So what did your doctor say? He said, well, to be cautious, but he recommended it, but, cautious to me says, I'm just like, that's it. I said, Roseanne, you've got to, and she goes, I don't need this, and she hung up the phone. So at that moment, I knew I'll never talk to her again. And I know you guys are like, Karel, nope. Someone that stupid, they can't be related to me. That's not part of my family. And right now, I am so done. I just wrote a parody song to Enough is Enough. The Barbra Streisand, Donna Summer song, Enough is Enough. I just wrote a parody song about being done with people who are not vaccinated. I'm done. Where are the lyrics? I haven't even looked. I just wrote it. I'm not going to sing it to you, but I'll read you the lyrics because I'm not quite sure how the melody. Well, I know how the melody goes. It's Barbra Streisand, Donna Summer. So I'm just so frustrated because I went out for lunch today to Lazeez, and the new busboy said he was fresh from Florida 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, I moved up here 2 weeks ago from Florida, and I thought, and he touched my water. Really, he was masked. He was wearing a mask, but I thought, oh my God, he's touched my stuff. He's from COVID Central. And I was done feeling like that. It's spreading, infecting. Our whole lives are boring us to tears. Locked up almost 2 years. Then sunshine, a vaccine. Anyway, you get the point. I'm doing Enough is Enough. The Donna Summer, Barbra Streisand as a parody. It'll be out maybe in a week. And it's just about get the damn shot. And I got to tell you, I posted and Phil Hendry said, talk show host Phil Hendry said he's going through the same thing with a family member. And then my producer from KGO back in the day, Christine Mathias, she said her family is having a falling out over the vaccines, that there are family members, close family members, that won't get it, and they're having trouble with them. And then another friend of mine, his father-in-law won't get vaccinated, so he's not letting him see the baby or the kids. So the father-in-law's upset and screaming, yelling, having a scene. Does this sound familiar? Is there somebody in your family that is this stupid? And do you just look at them and go, oh, Calsa, please, how did you come out? How do we have the same DNA? Because that's where I'm at, honey. How do we even have the same frickin' DNA? And I don't know about y'all, but I am done. I'm so done being afraid. You know, at lunch, I was terrified because the busboy was from Florida. He was masked, but still, Fauci's like, this is as bad as it was last March. Everyone seems to be done with COVID. COVID is not done with us. That's Fauci speaking. Those are his words. COVID is like that lover you cannot break up with. You keep acting like you're going to be moving on with your life, and they just keep showing up everywhere. You go out to the club, there they are, sitting across the bar. You're like, ugh, let's get out of here. You go to a different club. Guess what? Later on that night, there they are. No, see, that's COVID. Everywhere you turn is where it's at. And I can't. And it bothers me. You know, I was enjoying having some sort of relationship with my sister. You know, I was. She's the only living family, really, that I have. My mom and dad are dead. I have no other brothers and sisters. I have an aunt in Texas I can't get a hold of. I have tried. And my cousin David, who used to text me, I've been texting him for 2 weeks, no response. Are they done with me? Because they're Trump supporters. And I told them during the election, I said, if you vote for Trump, I'm going to have real issues with you. And they voted for Trump. And so it's no great lot, but that means they're not vaccinated. They could be dead. And I'm not making that up. An entire family is probably not vaccinated because they were Trump supporters. My last living relative, y'all have family. I don't have any. I don't. My grandparents are gone. I did not have them growing up. And my mom and dad are gone. My one sister I now don't speak to, and before only spoke to every couple months. My biological nieces and nephew I've never really met in their adult life. And Jake and Heather live in Seattle, and while they are family, they're on a family retreat for Heather's birthday this weekend with their mom and dad and their spouses, and I wasn't invited because mom doesn't like me, Andy's sister. She doesn't like me anymore because her daughter rode motorcycles and got in a wreck, and she blames me for that. Yep. And so she doesn't like me. So, yeah. So I really don't. And biological family, my uncle's dead. One aunt that's living, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any family. I'm basically alone. Isn't that weird? Are any of you out there basically alone? You might have one family member. I'm serious. My dad's 3 brothers are dead. I guess I would have second cousins. They're children. Never met them, but most of them are dead too. Most of my dad's brothers' children are dead. So yeah, I just, So my sister I was enjoying, but she's an idiot. Now she votes, right? She votes for Biden and she voted for Hillary. I mean, she's, active in her community. She's a poll watcher, the whole thing. But this? Oh no, I got a flu shot once and it sent me to the hospital and I had to have tubes in me and I'm not doing that again. Well, that was a flu shot, not COVID. B, take a Benadryl. That's why they have you sit there in case you have an anaphylactic, and it's going to be anaphylaxis. That's the only, it's not going to. And I tried to explain logic to her. I tried. But that was trying to teach math to a pig. It's frustrating everybody. So now I don't talk to my sister. Any of you relate? Any of you got relatives who are just like COVID crazy? Are y'all just sick of it, by the way? Don't give up. You can't give up. You got to stay masked. You got to stay home. You're basically on lockdown again. There's Mu variant now. There's the Mu variant. There's Delta. It's coming to be the fall in other places except Las Vegas, where right now it is 100 and... Really? Wow. 103 degrees in September, middle of September. 15 degrees hotter than normal in Vegas. It's normally about 90 right now. Which is hot enough, but 103, here we are. So I'm sick to death of 100, and I'm sick to death of the people without getting vaccinated. Like Allegiant Stadium, it's opening day at the football field over here, Allegiant Stadium. And they're giving out vaccines because you can't get in if you're not vaccinated. Well, a lot of good that effing does. I mean, it's great they're getting the vaccine today, but they won't have any immunity for 3 weeks. So that vaccine today for a game tonight does nothing. Or tomorrow. Does nothing. Does nothing. No, Monday Night Football. It's tonight. Or is it Tuesday? What do I know? I don't know the rules of football. I just know a bunch of men pile on each other and call each other things like tight ends, and they pat each other on the butt, and they go to the locker room by themselves, no women allowed, and if they wear lots of mascara under their eyes, they're all tattooed with long hair out the back of their helmets. Yeah, it's gay. It's the gayest. It's too gay. Football is too gay for me to even notice. Soccer is not gay, the real football. But American football, what a gay sport. Tackle on top of each other. Oh, God. Wide tight ends, wide receivers. Yeah. What homo sat around in the 20s or 30s and thought this up? Yes, we'll have tight ends and some wide receivers, and we'll dogpile on top of each other, and no girls in the dressing room. What gay guy thought this up? I mean, truly, football had to have been invented by a gay man. It's a gay sport. Anyway, and they're so gay. Oh, bro, all that testosterone. You know, they just pounce on each other in the locker room. They would literally go and screw the other team on the field if you let them. Really. The Oakland Raiders would go, or no, wait, they're the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry. Or are they? See, I don't even know who plays at Allegiant Stadium. I really don't. I have no idea. I think it's the Raiders. So the Raiders, formerly from Oakland, that are here, they would totally have, just plow the other team on the field if we let them. I mean, the ultimate show of, I win. Stupid men. Okay, what else is in the news? Well, Biden's in California. It's the last day of the recall. Tomorrow is the vote. Y'all better keep Gavin. I'm just telling you, not just because he's my friend, and he is my friend, but because he's a good governor. And because Larry Elder will bring you right into the 1840s with Texas. And since Congress is sitting around doing nothing about Texas, Congress hadn't slapped Texas yet. Congress hadn't slapped anybody. George Bush is out hosting wrestling matches and, yeah, whatever. So before we get to MJ Rodriguez, I want to tell you about this marvelous play on Apple TV Plus. And I believe it's called Come From Afar. I want to look at the title. I believe it's Come From, and then I think Afar. Come From Afar. And it is the true story that we never hear about. When 9/11 happened, we were all just gobsmacked and watching the towers fall like 3,420 times, and George Bush speaking, oh God, him speaking on 9/11. It's like, no, unindicted war criminal. You don't get to rehab yourself. So anyway, so George W. Bush spoke and all of that. But this play is called Come From Afar. And when we closed our airspace on 9/11, the planes that were coming in internationally or leaving internationally were grounded. Well, 38 of them wound up in Newfoundland in Canada. Small island. Population of the whole island is something like, I think, 9,000 people. And how many? 7,000 people. 38 planes. 7,000 people on 38 planes had to be there for 5 days. No prep. No warning. An airport that was basically shut down. Going to be torn down, but they never got around to it. Used to be a popular airport because they had to stop there for fuel before making the jump. Now, they fly right over it. Well, not this time. 38 planes landed. 7,000 people descended upon a city of 9,000. And those people were so kind and so giving and so caring for those 7,000 people that they've never forgotten it, those 7,000. They've started trust funds and college funds, and they go back on their 10-year and the 20-year, I imagine. People got married afterwards, after the 5 days, all this stuff. But this little island, Newfoundland, opened up its heart, its doors, its homes to people from all over the world. And they didn't know what was going on. They were watching 9/11 like everybody else. And yet here they have, people from Germany or China. There was a few Muslims. There were Jews. There were many people there. And they loved them all. They cared for them all. They worked tirelessly to make sure that those people felt safe and secure for 5 days. And that 5 days changed everybody's life. And it's a musical. And it was so good. You know, watching it last night was so much fun. So please watch it if you can on Apple TV. It's called Come From Afar. And if you get a chance to go see it, it was the first play. The recording on Apple TV was the first play to open on Broadway after the shutdown from the pandemic. So after 14 months of no Broadway, this play was the first one that night to perform. And it was electric. It was wonderful. So do watch it. All right. I am Karel. We're going to be talking to Michaela J here in just a second. MJ Rodriguez. She's got a new single out, a new record. She's going to hopefully win the Emmy. And Pose is winning some technical Emmys over the weekend. So this interview that you're going to see was for the Dorian's TV Toast 2021, which you can watch right now for free at dorianstoast.com. Dorian's, D-O-R-I-A-N-S, Toast, Toast.com. You can also watch it on here.tv and on Planet Out TV on YouTube for free. So go to YouTube, type in Planet Out TV, and there it is right there for free. In it, you will see MJ Rodriguez accepting the Dorian for Pose. However, you will see an edited version. Okay, I did the interviews, and they're much longer. They're, you know, on the show they're like 3 minutes. They're like 10, 12 minutes. So I'm going to play for you in its entirety the MJ Rodriguez interview today, and I hope you like it. On Wednesday, the Framing Britney Spears documentary maker is going to be here to talk about that. Now the conservatorship is coming to a close, and Britney got engaged yesterday. Prenup. Octavia Spencer tweeted her and said, prenup, honey. So we're going to have that person on Wednesday, the documentary maker, because that documentary brought all this about. So we are going to talk with her on Wednesday. Today, though, MJ Rodriguez. Right now, I'd like to remind you I am Karel, and you be who you want to be, so I don't hurt anybody. And please follow me at Instagram. Please, Really Karel, ReallyKarel. You'll get food post, vegan post, Ember post, politics post, show post, just photos I've taken post. Just go follow me. I only have 800 followers. I don't even have 1,000 followers on Instagram. There are 5-year-olds that have more followers than me. And I know that I'm in the top 200 podcast on iTunes daily. Okay? In Canada and the United States. We're either number 200, 198, 210. We're in the top 200 of podcasts on both Canada and the iTunes store in America. So I know you are listening out there, and and the top listened to tracks on Progressive Voices SoundCloud are the top 5 tracks, out of the top 10, 5 of the tracks, my show. So I know you're listening, okay? I know we got the listeners. That's why I'm here today. So if you're listening and you haven't followed me on Twitter or Instagram, it's the same thing, at Really Karel. Also my website, reallykarel.com. There's so much content there. And then, of course, my YouTube channel is like a damn network. youtube.com/reallykarel. Get it? Everything is Really Karel. Hello. So go follow me, Twitter, Instagram, and then, of course, on YouTube. I do not do Facebook. I will not do Facebook. Sorry. But follow me there. All right. She won the Dorian the show won the Dorian Pose for Best TV Show. And she won the Dorian for, I believe, best. I'd have to look it up, but it says in the interview. But I don't want to misquote what she won. But I know she accepted the Dorian for Pose. And Trailblazer. She's the Trailblazer. That's right. It's a special award. It's an award the board of directors of Gallica, the Gay and Lesbian Entertainment, the Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics, decided to give her a special trailblazing award. So there was no competition. She is a trailblazer. And she accepted that award in an interview with me. So let's go to the acceptance speech of Michaela J. or MJ Rodriguez from the show Pose. And we'll see you on Wednesday when I'm going to give you some numbers that are going to get something to put your head in on Wednesday, because it's going to explode when you hear these numbers. And these numbers that I'm going to give you on Wednesday, if they don't change your life, and I mean this, if you don't make a life change after hearing these numbers, then there's no hope. So tune in on Wednesday. In the meantime, Michaela J. and Karel, take it away. It's nice there. It's 101 with 40% humidity in Las Vegas, and it's orange outside because of all the smoke from California. So, yeah.
Wait, are there fires over there?
Half of California is burning up.
Right now again?
It's never been put out. That Northern California fire, now it's in Oregon. And the smoke. You're going to get the smoke in New York in 4 days. They say there'll be smoke in New York and the East Coast from the West Coast fire.
That makes me a little nervous. I've been hearing a whole bunch of like the news and them talking about climate change and how we're in red zone now. It's just like so weird to hear it, you know?
There's a bit in the awards. I do a general interest talk show 3 times a week, and I told people before we get to the award, it used to be when someone issued a code red, like a scientist or something, that we stopped everything that we were doing and we paid attention.
Right.
4 days later, people have just forgotten that we were told last week that if we don't drastically change everything right now, the planet's screwed. And you're younger. So, I'll be 60 in 14 months. So, my time on the earth, it'll still be habitable, but I worry about younger people and the future that they're going to face, because it's
going to be crazy.
It's looking good. All right. But on to a happier and better note.
Yes,
but yes, this is a direct what's going on outside of me in Las Vegas right now. I can't go. I was supposed to be shooting outside today, but we can't because there's an air quality alert where you're not supposed to go outside at all because of all the smoke. So
wow.
that coupled with 105-degree heat and 40% humidity, it's like, no. So I would say my hair, but I ain't got any anymore. But
that's
whatever.
a cute little cut, though.
I had a mohawk since I was 6. So yeah, I have. All right. And now I'm so happy. This is so much fun. The board of directors of Gallica decides each award show to give out a special award to someone that we think, I'm not on the board, but someone that they think truly deserves it, is a trailblazer, is a wild wit, is one of those things. And this year, the Trailblazer Award is someone that completely and totally deserves it. Not that the others don't. And you'll know why right now, because the Trailblazer this year at the Dorian's TV Toast 2021 is Michaela J. You know her from Pose. Her new single is out. She is fabulous and she is here, and congratulations.
Thank you very, very, very much. One, it is an honor to be receiving this award. I'm appreciative of my community and just appreciative of being seen by my community. So I'm just thankful for the Gallica Award. And I'm just going to keep doing my thing, just keep showing up for the generation. We were having a conversation before about the generations behind us. Got to keep instilling, hope inside of them. So I'm just going to keep trying my best to instill hope.
Now, let me ask you. I, back in the 90s, was part of the first gay couple to ever host a radio show, and they made a very big deal about that. And my whole lifetime, because I'm a little older, my gayness has come first. And they say, oh, you're a trailblazer. It's like, no, I really just want to work. I'm not an entertainer because I'm gay. I'm an entertainer who happens to be gay.
Right.
So the gay doesn't come before the entertainment part, at least not in my professional life. In my personal life, yes, but not in my professional life. So let me ask you this. I famously said a few weeks ago that when you break a glass ceiling, all you usually get is shards in your face. You are an actress and a singer. And that is what you are first. You are a trans person second, and in your private life. But in terms of professional life, you are an actress and a singer. So how does that balance out? Because you are being known as, the first trans to be nominated for this, or the first trans person to win for that. But for you, you're just working. You just want to work.
Yeah. For me, it's a balance. I mean, there are moments where I'm just like, I just wish I wasn't seen as just the trans, quote unquote commodity, but there are also moments where I know that there's a generation behind me that needs to know what transness looks like, and also how we are being represented in the world and how we're standing out more than we ever stood out before, because we're having the space to do it and we're allotted the space to take up, So, I mean, there's weird feelings over it, and I always teeter and totter on the fence when it comes to this, because I always want to be seen as a human first. This is my motto. Human is the first thing we see, and then there's Latina, there's Black, there's trans, then there's woman. Like, there's all of those things, but the first thing that happens and who I am is a human being. And I want people to see me as a human being first, who has many attributes to them. And the plus sides of that is being a Latina person, as being a person who's African American and Black, and being a person who is a woman, and being a person who's trans. Like, those are the things that come afterwards. So yeah, I just, it's a teeter and totter. I teeter and totter on it sometimes.
Let's talk Pose. I lived through it. And literally, in fact, my house was like one of the houses where there were 10, 15 people. And when I was homeless, I actually had a drag mom and I did drag. I was Bette Midler, the Divine Miss Mess. Uh, and this was in the 80s. And so, and then AIDS, my late husband, Andrew Howard, had HIV. He was on the protease inhibitor study at Stanford,
Wow.
getting the protease. When protease inhibitors broke, he was the face of that in the New York Times and on Time Magazine and all of that. Had to go tell our neighbors he had AIDS and was going to be all over the news. And so I lived it all, and y'all got it so right. That show is deeply effective to those of us who lived through it. And I hope it's deeply effective to those of us who are just learning about the struggles. How did you get that so right? How did you get your performance so spot on?
Well, believe it or not, I had a lot of influences in my life. I was, I grew up around individuals, not to mention, I mean, I'm a young spirit. I'm a young soul and a young spirit, but also I had a lot of people around me who, had gone through the AIDS epidemic, who had friends. My mom, main person who had that, my father, someone also who had like friends who dealt with HIV and AIDS. So they enforced the stories upon me so that I knew about it. I also had wonderful opportunities in my life that taught me automatically, like Rent, being a part of Rent the musical and giving me like a crash course on what it was like and actually being the vessel for a character who actually had to deal with it. So when I got into Pose, I had already had my research done. I had already had the people behind me who knew individuals who had succumbed to HIV and AIDS. So I knew that every single thing that I had within inside of me, the research that I had, along with the research that I was going to be doing more of, because there were just certain things that I didn't know about because I'm human. And I feel like that's also a part of the work process when it comes to building a character and also like just making sure that you create the kind of story that needs to be seen by the people. But I used all of that and I put it all into my work and I put it all into Blanca. And I think that's one of the ways how I and we made it work as a collective when it came to the cast. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard about Billy Porter's, recent news, which I think is beautiful, that he's able to actually come out and talk about something like that. But these are a lot of things that certain people were living with. These are things that a lot of the cast members had experienced because they know people in the ballroom scene who was dealing with it too. So I think that's one of the reasons why we were able to, really pinpoint a lot of the things that happened because some of us experienced it and some of us know about it verbatim.
Now, are you glad that the next thing you're doing is a fabulously fun dance single and you're having a ball? Because the last season of Pose ripped everybody to shreds.
Oh my
So
God.
are you having a ball now doing your dance single and out there, Michaela J just carrying on?
I am. I'm very happy. I wanted people to really see, Michaela J. I wanted to separate myself from Blanca. Not that Blanca was a bad character. She was actually an inspirational character to me. She inspired me so much that I'm doing what I love to do now. You know what I mean? Like the words from the pages of the script came to life and I started really receiving the words that she was saying, not what Michaela was saying. So now I'm living and I'm happy and I'm chasing my music career as much as I can. And, I'm trying to get into that sector of pop R&B. I want to be the girl who's really changing the game. And it's happening quicker than I thought. And I'm liking it because
Well, I was about to say, you are already the girl who has changed the game, my
oh
dear.
my
That's already happened. Congratulations on Pose and all the success.
God.
That show, television has power. And sometimes a show comes along that is bigger than even it knows. And when a young trans person or a person that may not even have discovered they're trans or gay or bi, and because you didn't see yourself on TV. I didn't see a lot of myself on TV. And I know that as a trans person 10 years ago, you didn't see a lot of yourself on television.
None of us were on television.
Right, exactly. So now there's something to see and it's wonderful and it's positive. And that proves the power of television. And you are one of the forces in that. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
All right. Michaela J, she's got her single out. Go and dance and buy it. Buy it. Don't just stream it. Let the girl make a little money. Okay, buy it. And we look forward to your next acting, of course. Thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
All righty. I hope that wasn't painful.
Charles, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. I got good material to work with, so
Okay.
that's fabulous. We will get you that award ASAP. I will, if I have to sleep with every UPS driver to find out where it went, I will.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord, you just cracked me up severely.
Have a great afternoon, and thank you for joining me.
Anytime.